Do you dream of creating stunning renders and animations with Blender 3D? Blender is a versatile 3D creation suite that can be used for a wide range of tasks, from modeling and texturing to animation and rendering. Blender's most demanding features include complex simulations, volumetric rendering, and ray tracing. Those features require a lot of processing power, so you need a PC with a powerful CPU and GPU. A powerful PC for Blender will give you faster render times, smoother playback, and the ability to work on larger projects, which means that you can create more complex and detailed scenes and you can do it faster. The demand for powerful PCs for Blender is growing as more and more artists is using this software for professional work. If you want to stay ahead of the curve, you need a PC that can handle the demands of the software. In this video, I will show you the best build for Blender 3D. We'll start by discussing the most important components for Blender performance, and then we'll put together a complete system that's perfect for artists of all levels. By the end of this video, you will have the clear understanding of what you need to build an ultimate Blender PC. So the two most important components for working with the Blender are the CPU and the GPU, so it is worth starting with their definition. A CPU is a brain of the computer. It is responsible for the most calculations that Blender performs. A faster CPU will result in faster performance in Blender. A GPU is responsible for rendering images and animations in Blender. A faster GPU will result in faster render times. Let's start with the brain of the PC. The CPU, specifically the Ryzen 5600, is a 6-core 12-thread CPU that offers excellent performance for the price. This CPU will help us in handling the viewport. It's also very efficient, so it won't drain your power bill. Cooling it down will be a Cooler's Master Hyper H412R to get it as cool as possible for this price. But of course you can use stock AMD cooler that comes with the CPU. The GPU is what will help us in rendering Blender projects, and so I chose RTX 3060 to get the best price to performance ratio, keeping render times low. In addition to that, it has 12 GB of VRAM, which is more than enough for most Blender projects to avoid stutter. For RAM, we have 36 GB of G-Skill Trident Z Neo. Why 32 GB? To have an ability to work on bigger projects and just make it more comfortable, reducing the amount of lag. With an XMP profile, it can run at up to 3600 MHz, which is considered to be a sweet spot for our Ryzen CPU and will allow us to get the best performance out of it. For storage, I picked Samsung 980 Pro 1TB, high speed, durable, nothing else to say. Of course, if you are on a budget and don't have that much money, or you want to put it towards other components, you can pick a hard drive or a non-M2 SSD, but it will affect the performance of your PC, so I wouldn't recommend it. Holding all that together will be a ASRock B550M HDV with a B550 chipset supporting PCIe 4.0 overclocking for our CPU, and overall a well-built and durable motherboard. Now we need to know how much power we need for our configuration. If we go to the Be Quiet PSU calculator to calculate the power consumption, and with all parts, CPU and GPU heavily overclocked, drawing only 550 watts. Pairing all of this will be a 600 watt Be Quiet Pure Power 11, so that 50 watt overhead will give us a level of upgradability and the freedom to overclock our PC without worrying about running out of power. It can also help to improve the efficiency of our system. When the power supply is operating at less than its full capacity, it is more efficient, which means that less energy is wasted as heat, which can help to keep our system cooler and quieter. Also, it is made with high quality components, which will help it to last many years. And last but not least, for the case, I chose Corsair iQ 4000X RGB. Excellent airflow, tempered glass side panel, vertical GPU mount support, easy cable management, and it is just a good looking case, and all that goodness cost under $100. And there you have it, cheap, efficient, upgradable, and will last you many years. Total cost is under $1,000, but you can obviously chip out on some components. And that's it for this video. If you liked it and want to see more of that in the future, press like and subscribe.